These magical underwater gardens, pretty and majestic as they are, play a pivotal role in our marine ecosystems, as do the phytoplankton that live on the surface layer of the ocean. As producers, these plants are responsible not only for producing their own food and being a food source, but they also serve as hosts to several forms of marine bacteria and are largely responsible for the production of oxygen. For these plants, staying stationary can have its challenges. What keeps these plants from floating away? What is causing this type of movement? And why is this type of movement beneficial not only to the plants, but to the health of other ocean organisms in that area? These are questions we will soon answer. There are some rather harsh conditions that naturally exist underwater that pose risks for smaller organisms and plants. These conditions are created by tidal currents, wind, and storms. However, Mother Nature has equipped these plants with several adaptations that allows them to not only live and thrive in these conditions, but also serve a critical role in their ecosystem. There are three types of adaptations. They are structural, physiological, and behavioral. In these plants, we can easily observe two of these types of adaptations: the structural and physiological. Structural adaptations are the features as we see here. They are the internal systems as well. Some structural adaptations we notice here along are the leaf-like structures that are swaying back and forth while the plant remains anchored to the bottom, despite the apparent current going through them. If we look closely, we will see leaf-like structures that allow for water to move freely through the plant with minimal resistance, so as not to cause tears due to rapid movements. We also see and notice the leaf-like fronds that are tough and leathery, that prevent them from being dried out by exposure to the sun. The ability to sway back and forth as they do is vital not only to their own safety and security, but it also helps with the mixing of nutrients that would otherwise, due to their density, stay at the bottom of the ocean by stirring things up. By doing the stirring, nutrients rise to the surface and are then accessible by the other organisms feeding in the area. Some sea plants also exhibit physiological adaptations, which prevent them from being consumed. Physiological adaptations include how their systems work and what they produce internally to help protect themselves. In some cases, sea plants produce a toxin which discourages predators from consuming them while encouraging the consumption of other less toxic producers. As simple as they may seem, all these organisms that you saw here play a very important role in maintaining the health of our oceans. We need to keep studying and keep learning more about our oceans, but we also need to focus on the interactions of these plants with other microscopic organisms that also play a very important role in maintaining a healthy balance in our oceans.